Welcome back to my channel, my darlings. And for those of you that are new here, my name is Miranda and I am the Enchantress of Avalon. So today's video is just going to be a short little update video on what's been going on over at White Rose of Avalon, my online shop, my online priestess business, on my Patreon, Avalonian Rose Fairy Mysteries, and just in my life. Because honestly, March and April, well, it's of the beginning of April still, but March was an insanely busy time for me, and the beginning of April has also been incredibly busy because I opened enrollment for my online class, The Melusine Mysteries, on March 13th and closed enrollment on March 28th. So I've welcomed in an entirely new class of students. And by the time this video has gone live, I will have already taught my first class of the new school year, mystery school year that is, because I have that scheduled for April 4th, and this is going live on the 6th. Obviously, I'm recording this in advance. And I also spoke at the Water Priestess Confluence, and I ran my first month of my Practical Magic Book Club over on Patreon, and I just want to talk about all of that with you today, as well as what stuff I'm working on for the summer. So I hope you'll be interested and enjoy this video. So let's get into it. Going in chronological order, starting on March 1st, the very beginning of the month, I opened up my Practical Magic Book Club. So with the second Practical Magic movie coming out in the fall, it's coming out in September, I could not be more excited. Also a little bit of trepidation because I consider the first film my all-time favorite film, my comfort film, and also it's kind of a perfect movie in my opinion. It's just kooky enough to be perfect in all of its like weird imperfections. So I have some trepidation because it's following up such an amazing film. But given we have a lot of the same cast returning, I am quite hopeful and I'm super excited. So that made me want to, of course, reread all the books. I've read them all 4 books in the Practical Magic series I've read at least twice. So this is my third time reading the last 3 books, but the first book I've read, I think it was like my 6th time reading it. So it was very nice and comforting to come back to. And yeah, I decided I wanted to do it as a book club on my Patreon, and so that I could read with my Patreon members and we can have a discussion about it at the end of the month. As well as I also have a chat opened up on Patreon that is open to anyone who's in the book club. You can just go ahead and chat about the book as you read it throughout the month. And then we have a meeting at the end of the month, a live meeting. We decided to do it via Microsoft Teams. That's how I run all my classes. I just, I prefer the audio quality on Teams a little bit better. That's why I use Teams, if anyone's wondering. But it's a simple click to join link, just like with Zoom or any other video conferencing platform. And then we go ahead and can all chat and be on camera if you want. You don't have to be on camera if you don't want. It's been just so wonderful. And this month, April, we are reading the second book. So I've currently, as you can see, started rereading just a little bit. And by the end of the month, I will have reread all of it and be hosting my second live book club meeting. I don't have the date scheduled for it yet. I'm going to post a poll in Patreon to see which date and time is preferred, but it'll be towards the end of the month. I like to do it, I want to do it like towards the last week and a half of each month that we're doing the book club, just to give people some time to actually read the book or reread it, as may be the case. So if you're interested in joining the book club and you've already read Practical Magic, or you don't feel the need to read Practical Magic and you want to jump right into Rules of Magic, that's also an option. My Patreon information is always linked down in the description box below, and the Patreon Practical Magic Book Club on Avalonian Rose Fairy Mysteries is available to anyone on any of my 3 paid tiers. So yeah, if you want to join us, I would love to have you. Even if you just join for a few months to do the book club, I would just love to have you, because I do love these books so much, as I love the movie so much, and I like to nerd out and talk about these books with other people. So it was a great choice, and it's been so much fun so far. And we'll see where we go from here after we're done with reading the Practical Magic books, and if I decide to do another form of a book club on Patreon down the line. It is something I'm considering because I have really loved it so far, but we will see. Then after I began the book club and opened that up is the first weekend in March. We had I had the honor of speaking at the Water Priestess Confluence. It was the 4th annual Water Priestess Confluence, but my first time speaking. Actually, my first time speaking at any sort of conference, online or in person. And so I was so honored to be able to speak there. I was even more honored because I was recommended to apply by one of my students from the Melusine Mysteries class of 2025. And that was just the greatest compliment I could have received on my teaching, that, hey, you should apply to speak at this conference. And I was overjoyed to be able to speak at Water Priestess Confluence, which, for those who don't know, it's an annual online conference held in the spring and hosted by Enchantress of Avalon, and she is just wonderful and so amazing. I could not recommend reading her books enough and recommend participating in anything she does. She's so wonderful, and it was the greatest honor to be able to speak at her conference for the first one that I did, and it was a wonderful experience. I was there the entire weekend. It was March 6th, 7th, and 8th. And what I mean by there the entire weekend is I was online. I watched everyone else's, lectures and presentations, and I presented myself on the Saturday, on the 7th, and it was just so joyful. It was so amazing getting to meet so many wonderful people from around the world, to hear lectures presented by other water priestesses from around the globe. It was a very nourishing experience, and I can't wait for next year. So yeah, so wonderful. And I presented on, of course, Melusine, but specifically on her aspect as a Lady of the Fountain or the Well Maiden, which is the aspect of her that we study in the Melusine Mysteries in May. So it's our second aspect that we study. And yeah, it was just such a really beautiful experience. Then after that, on March 13th, Friday the 13th, I opened up enrollment for the Melusine Mysteries class of 2026. And that was just it was an experience that was both shocking that it came again so soon, and also it felt like I was waiting forever to reopen enrollment. It's one of those things where, time is completely non-existent, because it felt like it went by like that over the winter when we weren't having classes, but it also felt like I have wanted to begin Melusine Mysteries since classes ended last year. It was such a wonderful experience getting to meet my students and teach them and really build community in my class. It was one of my favorite things that we got to do, was building community and, devoting all this time to Melusine, who's such a wonderful, watery fairy queen and mermaid goddess. So I'm so overjoyed to be starting again and to have the class running again. The next 7 months are going to be so amazing because I love teaching about Melusine. I love meeting new students and helping them along their paths. It's one of the most sacred duties I have as a Avalonian water priestess, as a priestess of Melusine in particular. It's just something that is so important to me, and I love sharing it with others. So yeah, the enrollment period, of course, ran again from March 13th through the 28th. Then I got to, send out all the first month's materials, and by the time this goes live again, I will have taught the first class for this year. it's just a wildly wonderful time of year. And I just love the spring in general. Everything comes alive again, and it's this liminal time. And being someone so connected to the Fae, liminality is definitely my thing. So yeah, wonderful. And other than that, I've been feeling very inspired. I've been getting a lot of writing done, which is always great to be ahead on my writing for my blog and for Patreon, so that I don't feel like I have to rush when I'm doing all of these other things. And I also have been, I've actually finished, completely prepped the class now, is writing, recording meditations, and getting my Lessons from Celtic Mermaids class completely ready to open for enrollment for the summer solstice. So that is a class that I announced. When did I announce it? I think I announced it officially, like publicly, back in maybe January, but I've been planning this class since last summer. Actually, I decided last summer I really wanted to do a class devoted to mermaids, and then it grew over time until I got a name for it, which is Lessons from Celtic Mermaids, and until I really honed in on what type of mermaids I'm talking about. It's all devoted to mermaids and water fae from Celtic lands. So it's just a 7-week class. It's shorter, a little bit more accessible. You don't have to commit to 7 months like with the Melusine Mysteries. And yeah, it's just gonna be really, really fun, because I really wanted to focus this class on, yes, these are mermaids and water fae, but a lot of them aren't as discussed. If you're really deep into fairy lore, and especially mermaid aspect of fairy lore, because yes, mermaids are water fairies. Not getting into the tangent, but they are. You probably have come across these specific watery beings, but if you're not, you may never have heard of some of them. And yeah, it's so exciting to be able to share that with everyone. So each week there is a lesson on a different type of Celtic mermaid, and there is, the overview of some of the stories and the folklore. There are lessons in each of them, of course, a little lessons section, and then each week you will either get a ritual or a meditation. And then over the course of the 7 weeks, I'm going to be hosting 3 lives. So you'll get to come with me and the other students, and we will get to discuss Celtic mermaids, discuss lessons we have learned outside of what's in the written guidebook. Maybe something else came to you, really share and grow community. And yeah, it's going to be amazing. And at the end of all of my classes, I always do meditations and live meditations and kind of vision journeys. So you'll get to also enjoy that, which is additional to the meditations that are already part of the class for those 3 lives, which of course will be recorded and there'll be replays available. So yeah, I am really excited. That class again will open for enrollment on June 20th of 2026. And so yeah, stay tuned for more information about that. If that sounds like something that you really want to participate in, I would love to have you. And yeah, I think that's about everything. That's what's been going on, why I've been so busy. And yeah, it's been a wonderful time in many ways. Stressful, yes, because there's a lot. It's been a lot, but there's been a lot of good, and I just can't wait to see what happens next. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a very wonderful day, and I will see you in the next video.